thing that helps me the most coming up with a design is constraints. Like, if you don't give me any constraints, it is the most difficult thing for me to work with. But the moment you say, like, I need it to be this size, I need this many drawers, I need it to function this way, then it starts developing in my head way quicker. And then I can kind of start putting something together. But if you just say, like, you know, give me your design, it's just like, oh man, that's really tough for me because I kind of need something to like hold me back. Well, I grew up in South Texas, in the Rio Grande Valley. Both my parents were very hardworking. My dad was self-employed and he moved houses. So I grew up in a family business. I stayed working with him on and off through college, and he had all kinds of craftsmen of all different trades come through. And we had some amazing welders, and you know, there's always just something to soak in. So I was just like, my dad would have me help him out, and I would just like put on my own mask and watch them weld. I just couldn't get enough of it. So I go into college and I had no idea about art school or design or anything like that. So I go into college and I get a business degree. And then the recession hits 2010 and I couldn't find a job for anywhere. So I ended up having a lot of time on my hands, more time on my hands than I've ever had in my life, I feel. I was like, all of a sudden started painting and just kind of getting into this idea of like, maybe I'm more of a creative person than I give myself credit for it. And kind of got to this point where I needed to get away from the valley again, and I came up here. I ran across a place called the Mockingbird. Man, I just saw all kinds of little interesting things that I'd seen kind of throughout the town. A couple of coffee tables and benches that they made. And man, I want to be a part of this thing. I asked them, I was like, hey, you guys got like any kind of internship or anything available? Like, I was just trying to get my foot in the door, and they're like, yeah, show it tomorrow. And then they gave me that one shot, and then that was it. I was kind of hooked on it. I had a full-time job, and then I'd go work for them after that, and I'd be there till like 2 in the morning. Well, I remember the first thing I started on was these little, these wooden tops that I would attach to these steel chairs, make them like batches of 50 at a time. But by the time I left, I was making credenzas and consoles and desks and everything across the board. The progression in a matter of 2 years, it was big time. I felt like in a lot of ways, I kind of found myself in my real identity. Man, I feel very fortunate. You know, where I come from South Texas, like, it's a pool of really hard laborers. And a lot of times they don't get this opportunity to like make something that you can call a work of art or anything like that. They you know, they're making slabs of concrete or throwing roofs on houses. But you know, you get those guys and you put them in this situation, and you give them some tools and some encouragement. I guarantee they could be just as good as me. So I'm doing it for everybody.